Welcome to 101. I'm Greg Bassett, your host from the Salisbury Independent newspaper. It's a big day here at Pack 14. They're all big, but we have one of my favorite people in the house, Super Laura Soper. Welcome, Laura.
Hi, Greg. How's it going?
So what do you do in our community?
I am the Director of Business Development for the City of Salisbury, and I'm also the Main Street Manager for downtown Salisbury.
How's my business doing? Little story, when we first started the paper, we went to Laura to find out if we needed a business license, and she actually looked at me and went, "You're going to start a newspaper?" No one reads newspapers, and that was 7, almost 8 years ago, and we're still going, Laura.
I don't think I actually said that.
Pretty much you did.
I don't think I did. I think I said, let me look into it. I'll let you know if you need a license.
She wanted to do an intervention. It was like someone's going to run back into a burning building and start a newspaper. You know, it's like so 1980s.
I would never say that.
But anyway, back on planet Earth, downtown, it's just fun downtown right now. And thank you for all you do for downtown.
Thank you. We finished up the Main Street project end of October. We cut a ribbon on it, and since then, I've seen people milling the streets, shopping some of the new boutiques. So it's been really exciting to see that change and that urban core. It really feels like a city now.
And that's what I've always wanted. I love the plaza, as you know, but at the same time, Salisbury's a city, and I feel like that was really important. And we've got that vibe back again. And one of the things just for me recently, I realized driving through what was the plaza, going from west to east now, just the level of my eye in the car matches what I remember when I was a kid. The way you see the buildings at a certain height, it's different than when height that you're walking at. And it's the way the thing was designed to be seen. It's just amazing to me.
I've really enjoyed seeing the architecture of downtown and seeing some of those buildings that were kind of shielded by the trees. I know that was a tough loss, but when you drive up Main Street from Mill or Fitzwater, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Right.
So.
Now, you don't remember this certainly because your parents probably weren't even married yet, but downtown used to be the place that we did all of our retail shopping before they built the Salisbury Mall in 1969. So everyone came from everywhere to go to downtown Salisbury to buy everything that they needed, certainly for Christmas and all that. And retail tried, failed, went to a business approach. And now there's a mixed use approach downtown now. So tell me about some of these businesses. I think in my head there's not a lot going on, but then when I see the list of all the people that are there and the list of restaurants, it's a long list.
It is, and what I always say is that we have retail downtown. We really do, but it is a little bit spread out. So you kind of have to walk around and check things out to really find some of those retail spots. We've got 2 new boutiques. We have SU, has Simply Salisbury, Angelo's. We've got a great base of restaurants. And a lot of fun activities for families. The Mud Hut is new. So there's really a lot more going on if you are willing to walk around and take in the sights of the city.
Right. Can you take me through kind of the list a little bit and tell me about some of the ones? There's the new one down there in the Kuhn's building, which looks really cool.
Yeah, so Lilac, that's one of my favorite shops. I can tell you all my favorite shopping spots. They're a new boutique owned by Jennifer and Jamie Lakites. They opened probably, I think, right at the beginning of the pandemic, and they've got some really cute gift ideas, women's apparel, so they're fun.
So it really doesn't fit my...
Well, if you're doing Christmas shopping,
okay.
If you're doing Christmas shopping, stop by. Like I said, they've got some awesome candles. They've got just cute little stocking stuffers, beautiful jewelry. So they're fun. Bombshell is the same.
Right now, Bombshell is new, and that came from, they're also at the beach?
Yeah, they have 3 locations now, Rehoboth, Ocean City, and now Salisbury. So they're testing the waters here. Again, they've got some really cute apparel, and cute jewelry, accessories, so they're fun to shop. They've taken a lot of my money.
The Mud Hut looks like there's a lot of people in there, all distancing and masked up, but there's a lot of activity in that store.
Yep, I tried my hand at the pottery wheel. It did not go very well.
It wasn't like that movie Ghost. It wasn't like that for you.
No, it was more so like clay flying everywhere and me screaming expletives, which Jamie has on video if you'd like to see that. So, um, but lots of fun opportunities downtown. So,
And the restaurants are fun. The sushi place, which I lost a bet on that. I thought they would probably last 90 days. That was probably 12, 15 years ago now. Still going great.
yeah, I think they've been downtown a little over 10 years
Yeah.
now. Best sushi in Salisbury,
Always
hands
good.
down. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Love Angelo's. Going there for the ice cream, of course. You can probably tell I eat a lot of ice cream. But I needed a gift recently, and there were some great gift ideas I didn't even really notice. I was so focused on the ice cream when I went in, but there's some really cool stuff in
Some
there.
really cute stuff. They just introduced eggnog ice cream for the holidays, and
Oh.
I think peppermint bark. So if you're feeling festive, go ahead and stop by and do
That'll
some
probably help my
shopping.
breath too, so that would be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should probably stop
Yeah.
by.
And then Mogan's, of course, has become sort of a really important part of the downtown.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the Mogan family has invested so much, and they've got some plans in the works too that we're really excited about. So.
They're expanding. They're on the south side, like a dedicated dining room for events.
Yeah, like an event space, catering space, especially with COVID. You know, a lot of people are looking for small, intimate gatherings, and that kind of allows them to do that. And there's some other ideas they've got going too. So we're excited to bring those to light in the next year or so.
Just in time for the coronavirus, there's a lot of downtown outdoor dining options suddenly downtown, down
Yeah.
at Mojo's and certainly there at Mogan's that we were just talking about.
Yep, Mogan's, Mojo's, Mayabella's will be expanding outdoors. They
Oh, good.
just got their beer and wine license, so they're ramping up too for the spring. So once we kick this COVID out and get some warm weather, we'll be back outside.
And don't forget Market Street. That's always been a great outdoor
Market
place.
Street, yep,
Yeah.
Market Street, Roadie Joe's outdoors. We've got a lot going on. So
Right. So when you took this job, you've been doing this job, well, at least 8 years.
yeah, I think 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. And we had all these great ideas for Salisbury. Did you ever really, in your own head, think that we would ever achieve the things we did? I'm
No.
saying we, like I was part of it, but I mean,
No,
like
I mean,
as a
you're-
community, yeah. But
You're
yeah.
telling the story. I mean, I think I'm very much a realist, and sometimes I need that push to be a little more visionary and accomplishment. But once an idea is there, like, let's do it. So I think over the last 7 years, Salisbury has accomplished so much, and it's been great to be a part of it and engaged in it. But yeah, I've always been the realist, so I'm like, can we do that? Okay, no, we're making it happen. Okay, let's go. So
And I think it probably helps to have the leadership of our mayor.
yes, and our mayor, who we miss dearly, and Julie has taken huge steps.
Judy Glantz, our city administrator, is stepping in.
Yeah, and they've done a really great job. Andy, you know, as deputy city administrator, they've done so much to really bring the city to the limelight. So
And of course, your colleague, Jamie Heater.
Jamie Heater, yeah, I miss her. I wish she was here with us today.
She doesn't have any events to promote right now. Normally, we would have Laura and Jamie here to promote the New Year's. Well, the Christmas would have passed, but we would be promoting the New Year's.
We would,
the
yeah.
ball drop.
Yeah, and she's staying busy too. You know, Third Friday took a virtual turn for a little bit, then it came back in person, and she's really had to pivot her job position into she's still engaging the community. She's still looking for ways to bring arts to the forefront of our community. So she's still working hard. I mean, I know we're not gathering in huge groups of people anymore, but she's still doing a lot.
She had a little story in the paper this week where she's got a program for some grants for artists. You know, you think about businesses, but there are people who have art that they try to sell and promote, and they're a business too.
Yeah, and I think they're struggling, and they've kind of been overlooked in a lot of this. You
Yeah.
know, those gigging artists, the musicians, the vendors at Third Friday. So I'm really happy that she brought that program to light, and it's gonna go to help those folks.
Yeah, that'll be really great.
Yeah.
I know you have dealt a lot with the COVID situation and helping businesses, monitoring business, keeping an eye on them, letting them know that the city's there to help. What are you feeling out there right now?
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's been a
No,
really.
we want you to come on here and lie.
I mean, I normally I would, but uh, I think we all know it's been a really tough year for our businesses. But I am surprised. My pulse on the business is that they're surviving. They're not struggling. Some of them are, but it hasn't. It's not normal.
Right.
Things just aren't normal. So I mean, it's been a tough year. It's been a really tough year. So that's why we're promoting shop local, support local, and we really want people to invest in their community by spending their dollars at local businesses.
Or at least consider local businesses. You're not going to buy everything local necessarily, but it's really important.
Yeah, it really is. I say it's kind of like an economic reinvestment. Your dollars spent locally are staying in the community. And then, you spend $10 at this restaurant. Well, that restaurant is spending $10 at the grocery store down the street. The grocery store is spending money from shipping, and it's a reinvestment opportunity. Whereas when you buy online, that money is gone. It's lost. Yeah. It's left the community. It's never coming back. There's no reinvestment. It's going away. So shopping local is really important.
Now, downtown's important, but you also work beyond the downtown.
Yes. Yep. I support all of our city businesses, downtown and beyond.
And how are things going other than downtown?
Like I said, beyond downtown, it's tough. Entertainment venues have been really hard hit. Our restaurants have been hard hit. Retail is tough. Even big box. If you can support big boxes over shopping online, I would say do that as well.
Right. And businesses come to you for their permitting, and you try to entice people, give them options, perhaps even work with some of the commercial realtors to help maybe give people some ideas. When COVID is over, do you think there's going to be a surge, or what do you think is going to happen?
I think once COVID is over, we're going to see a surge of small business entrepreneurship starting up. I don't want to see any of our current businesses close, but COVID has had such a negative impact that unfortunately I think that will happen. But that will pave the way, I think, for some new ideas, some new opportunities at affordable rates, and people are going to be creative. So I think we're going to see a resurgence of small micro businesses getting started, and the hope is that they continue to grow.
So I keep reading about this Horizons program with downtown, sort of a tax incentive for the big ticket items to make sure that these things get built. And that's one thing I've learned as a reporter over the years. Developers will present these great ideas and then they kind of fade away because they have to go get financing and the economy changes, things don't always work out. And one of the alarming things right now, we've got the big building, the Ross, which they did demolition to create space for it. There's a historical element. And now they're looking for the next set of funding, and they're hoping for a tax incentive. So you want to talk about why that's important to get these big things going?
Yeah. So those big projects, there's obviously a significant risk. So financing companies are looking for ways to obviously mitigate that risk. So the city has had an opportunity to step in to induce these projects and to help them along. And that is really important to the city because we want to have that residential base downtown.
Right, and that's a new model. We've always talked about the beds and heads thing with downtown. Haven't really gotten there the way we want to. There is some housing there,
yeah.
but not the way we always imagined. But that would be key to developing that.
And I think it's key to taking downtown from a 5-day, 6-day-a-week operating mode to 7 days a week. Businesses are open and on Sundays because it's worth it.
Right.
So I think getting those people living downtown and supporting that microeconomy is key to the city's strategy. And I think the Horizon program is really going to help induce some of those projects and get them over that hump.
So right now, I guess it's past the city, or it's got one more step in the city, and it's before the county. they don't have to do it if they don't want to, but it would
Yeah.
certainly help if they did.
It certainly would. I think, any little bit helps with these large scale projects. So we'll see what the county comes back with, and we're excited to get these projects over the hump.
Yeah, and there's a lot of those big ones on the planning board. There's the 500 Riverside, right there across from Brew River. There would be residential next to where Brew River is. Another, perhaps a hotel over by the Purdue plant.
Lot 30.
Yeah, Lot 30.
Oh yeah, I speak in lots.
Exactly.
You can tell I'm a city employee.
I only know Lot 1. Lot 1, which is the big parking lot
Town
that
Square.
Gillis Gilgerson wants to develop. That's going to be a significant development for sure. So there's a lot of potential. Well, in the Powell building right now, they're going to have great apartments in there. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, have you been in there? That's just amazing.
I've been keeping my eyes on it. I mean, that project is coming along
Yeah.
beautifully. Especially like I was in there probably 6 years ago and trying to envision that caliber of project.
Could not, no.
It's just amazing what they've done with it. And I mean, if I didn't already own a house, I'd live there in a heartbeat. So.
Yeah, it was still a 1930s warehouse just a few years
Yeah,
ago, and
yep.
now it's going to be like the creme of the creme place to live. It's gonna
Yeah,
be great.
yeah. Dedicated parking, underground, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. So.
Now, I want to ask about you a little bit because you're one of those people. When I first met you, I thought, well, she'll be around for a couple of years and she'll go to the city and get a big job somewhere. We're just a stepping stone. But here it is all these years later, and you're still here, Laura.
I'm not going anywhere. You could try to get rid of me, but I'm not going anywhere. I married a local boy, so I think that pretty much induces me to sticking around.
You're from Poughkeepsie?
Yep, Poughkeepsie area,
Yeah.
hour north of the city. Came here by way of Salisbury University, graduated, had plans to move back and go to this and live in the city, commute in and out.
Right, which everyone in Poughkeepsie does. They ride the train. Working for the Gannett Company, the Poughkeepsie Journal was designed so people could sort of fold the paper on the train and
Yeah.
read things in narrow strips.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that I think I visited New York City the spring of graduation, and I was like, wow, people are really miserable here. They really are. So that plan went out the window. Graduation came, and I applied to some jobs. One of them was down here for a local development company, and next thing I know, I'm sticking around. So
Now, what do you say to your friends back in New York who say, what are you doing down there in the sticks? I mean, how do you defend your decision to be here?
I'm loving life. I'm not people are nice down here. And that was one of my first things that I noticed when I moved down here. I was like, why is everyone so nice? But then you get used to it, and it's a different way of living that you're a little more relaxed, and you just kind of wing things. You don't really do your research.
And you've had a baby recently, so suddenly you're very aware of the public school system, which you probably never noticed before.
Yeah. Yep, so that's definitely a consideration, but I mean, me and my husband, we're staunch public school supporters, so just making sure we get him into the right one, and we want to live by our friends, so we're excited about that. But
How are you feeling about the vibe in the city right now? Do you feel like we're on a good course? Are we missing opportunities? As someone who helps lead the city, how do you feel about what the progress will be?
I'm excited about it, and I think I'm usually the skeptic, the hesitant. I'm not a risk taker. I'm very risk averse. But when I reflect on the last 7 to 8 years of working with the city, the changes I've seen and the pride I feel in my community, I can only imagine that going forward. So sometimes that pushes me out of my don't take risks, let's just status quo. So I think reflecting on what's happened and looking ahead, I'm excited about the progress and the projects underway. So it can only get better.
I want to also raise people's attention to the social networking that you all do, promoting downtown. And for someone like me who needs information and stuff to put in the paper, it's been great.
Yeah.
Because, I walk around down there, I see these things, but you're able to communicate them out in a way that I don't think of, because I don't necessarily think of it as news so much, but you all do. So I'll walk by one of the electric boxes that's been painted, and I'll go, "Oh, that's nice," but I won't think about taking a picture of it, and profiling the artist. But you all will do that, and it's just really valuable.
Yeah, I think capturing some of even just the small things. You talk a lot about some of the larger things, but even the small efforts add up. And if you talk to Jamie, most recently, one of her power boxes, the bicycle one,
I love that.
exploded.
It freaks me out when I go by. I can't tell what's real and what's not.
So fun story.
Everyone should go see that. It's on Market Street.
Yeah.
It's just amazing over there near Avery Hall. But go ahead. Sorry.
It looks exactly like
the building. It's just.
It's that.
It's but
amazing. It also looks like our friend's bicycle. So we were like, oh my God, someone stole her bicycle. So we were like, we have to. Oh, it's a painting. It's a painting. It's not actually her bicycle. Yeah. So we didn't have to go steal it back.
It's just incredible. It really is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've loved seeing there's the palm trees with the Luna moth that just happened. It's
right. I have that in the paper this week. And then Bo McAllister's brother did the
blue heron.
The blue heron and the skipjack and all that over there behind the old Benjamin's building.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. And I think he came up from Florida to work on that. So I've really enjoyed seeing those projects come to light. And every time a new one pops up, I text Jamie. I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. So.
And my family got a kick. You had a little competition, not competition. You said send in your thoughts about the new West Main Street, the downtown renovation. Make it a 10-second video. Mine was like 30 minutes, whatever it was.
There were a few people that went over, a few.
And then I showed it to some people, and they said, "Oh no, it's too long and it's stupid and it'll never get in." So then you put it all together with people making their comments about what they thought of downtown, and then I ended up closing the show. I was just like, "Oh my gosh, they actually." Because I was watching it thinking, okay, they're not using me. They're not using me. That's fine. They're not going to use me. And there I was, and it was just like, I've gotten so much reaction to that.
You were the first video in, and I think, because you were like, literally, it was like, you were 3 weeks ahead of everyone else, and then like, usually deadline, all my businesses are sending things.
Right.
So I actually had to talk to our media person, and I had to be like, did you get Greg? Did you get Greg? She's like, ooh, let me add him in, so.
Yeah.
That's why you got the.
So anyway, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But my point is, since I got so much reaction from it, people are looking. They're very aware, and what you're doing on social networking is working.
Yeah.
Social networking is working. Yeah, however that is constructed in the English language. Yes, but so great job with that.
Thank you. And the hope is to continue to engage our business owners because they're our biggest part of downtown. So we're going to keep on doing it.
Do you think we'll have a National Folk Festival next year?
I'm hopeful. I'm really, really hopeful. So only time will tell, and it's too early to say. But I mean, last year or 2 years ago was amazing. So
it really was. And Laura was in the bucket brigade, and most people in their buckets got like $1,000, and she got like $60,000 in her bucket. So you were actually working it hard.
Well, I was also 9 months pregnant, and I had my baby 2 days later. So you can't, if there's a pregnant woman dancing, you have to give her money.
Is that what it is?
And
okay.
I'm also, I think Dick Morris, when he did his bucket brigade ask, he said, okay, if you guys donate, this woman will go into labor tonight and have her baby. And everyone was like, I think some people probably put their money away. But we got some money, so.
All right, give us a plug. Where can we find you online and find out more about Laura Soper and downtown Salisbury and business development in Salisbury?
Okay, to learn about our Shop Local campaign, visit salisbury.md/shop local. We've got a business directory with local businesses on there. Great tips to support our local economy and some information about some of our downtown shopping events. So salisbury.md/shop local.
And it's not just Christmas. You want to shop all the time.
Yes, you do. Year round. Support those local businesses because if you don't buy local, B-U-Y, it's going to be buy local. B-Y-E.
B-Y-E, I like that. Did you come up with that?
I did not.
Okay.
I'm not that creative.
And by the time this airs, it will already happen, but you've got a big weekend planned with lots of discounts. And what I think is cool is the businesses are going to be related to each other.
Yeah.
So if you shop at one business, then you get a discount at another and vice versa. Very innovative on that.
That was a brainchild of the owner of Lilac, Jennifer. It's one of the first times that our businesses have really kind of reached out to each other. And she had this idea. She said, let's do a shopping event. And I was like, let's make some magic. I'll pull it together.
Right.
So that was, I loved seeing our businesses come together like that. So.
And you all will learn from this and have more of them in the future.
Oh, yeah, we will. We will.
She's Laura Soper. She's the Business Development Director for the City of Salisbury, and we're thrilled that she had time to be with us here today. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Greg.
I'm Greg Bassett from the Salisbury Independent Newspaper. Another edition of One-on-One right here on PAC 14.
First Shore Federal is proud to support PAC 14 and One-on-One. We'd encourage every business to support PAC 14 and pick a program and support it, and let's make a difference.